What's up, everybody? How's it going? Welcome to my beginner guide to flipping. In this guide, I'm going to be going over the very basics of flipping. I'm going to show you how to find items to flip, and my method is so simple that anyone who follows my direction, even if they have no previous knowledge of the game, can be successful. So this is for new players and veteran players alike. After I show you how to find the items, I'm going to show you how to make a profit on the items so that you can start earning money flipping right now. And like I said, this guide is it's going to be very simple. I'm purely focused on finding items and making profit. I'll go over more advanced stuff in a later video, but let's get started. First off, the biggest question that I see is, don't you need to do a ton of research to flip, or like, how do you find items? And if you want to get started flipping today, whether you have a ton of cash or not a ton of cash, the best items to flip are high volume items. Those are items that are coming into the game at a rapid pace. The margin on them is super low, but there's still a profit to be made, and it's pretty consistent. So what are some examples of some high volume items? You've got your leathers, your ores, your metal bars, your logs, your runes, your food, and then, ammunition like bolts, darts, arrows, cannonballs. Those are all really high volume items. And of course, not every variation of each of those items is going to work, but we can go down the list and we can try them out, and we can see which ones work, which ones don't. You can do this for yourself. So just as an example, I've got a list here, and I'm just going to kind of go down the list, and I'm going to, show you guys how much money you can make, maybe in 30 minutes or so of flipping. We've got, 120 on the clock right there. So let's just, let's start and see what happens. So the first item that I'm going to start with is, I'm going to start with some steel bars. So let's just go here and type in steel bar. I'm going to buy it high like that, and then sell it right back. And let's look at the difference. So decent little 10 GP margin there. So we can come back, go just like that. And then since we've already bought the one, we can't buy the full buying limit. So we'll go 9,999. And we'll start buying those up. While those are buying, let's maybe try a rune. So maybe let's go blood rune. And I did do a few of these earlier. I don't know if it's been 4 hours yet. I don't think it's been 4 hours yet. So let's try maybe a different one. Let's go with a mud rune. All right. Let's see if we can get some mud runes going. I'm actually going to go 252 on those. And it's as simple as that, finding the margin. Buy the item, and then you're gonna, once they buy, you're gonna sell it back at that higher price. So let's try some coal. My goal here is I want to kind of get every category of item represented, just to show you guys all the different resources. So 150 for the coal. Okay. And if you don't have the cash stack to buy, full buying limits of these items, you can buy a half or a quarter. Really doesn't matter. Let's try some. But obviously, the more you can buy, the more profit you're going to get. So, oh, not what I wanted to click. Okay, good margin on those. So I'll actually bump it up a little bit. And let's try something different here. So maybe magic logs. What do we got on those? Just a 1 GP margin. All right. It's kind of a lot to spend for just the 1 GP margin. I think that to get that, I can get that same margin with a cheaper item. So I think that's what I'm going to try to do, actually. So it looks like all the coal bought. So we can go back and we can look and we can see we're going to be selling it for 152, right? So we've got about a 25K profit margin on this once it all sells. Let's go back down this list here. Maybe let's try some sharks. All right. Okay. Oh, I don't have the cash for that. Let me grab some more cash out of the bank here. Grab another 25 mil. Okay, and some of these higher priced items, you know, especially with the, you know, if you don't have the cash, you can prioritize buying, you know, put a list together and buy cheaper ones first. Another thing too, you can come in and you can just type in the actual resource, or yeah, logs. So you can come in, type in the resource, and it'll pull up all of them. And so you can just try all of them really, and see which ones work best for you, and see which ones don't work. I recommend, you know, keeping a log, like an Excel spreadsheet or something, of, you know, which ones are working and which ones don't work. Some of them will work some days and they won't work other days. Work in terms of, you know, just buying and selling quickly, but that's kind of something you learn as you go. Oops. Okay. And let's try to get 2 more items here. Maybe, I know I didn't mention this one, but let's go to Zolra scales. Those are always a good one. Whoops. Just the 1 GP margin on those. But a 29K, or sorry, a 30K buy limit. So if you buy and sell these at 1 GP, you know, you just made 30K. Like I said, this is the super like introductory level flipping. Whoops, they just bought. So obviously this isn't going to be, you know, the crazy GP per hour or crazy profit per hour, but it'll get you, you know, it'll get you in the game. It'll get you kind of learning about flipping. And then you can, you know, once you earn more cash either through this or through other methods, you can apply, you know, these basic principles to start doing more mid and high level flips and start earning a ton of money. And I'll make a separate video going over those types of flips and kind of show how much money you can make, you know, with a bigger cash stack and like higher priced items. Those also take longer as well. These items are great for, you know, if you're going to be doing fletching at the bank, or, you know, training at the bank, or doing something here where you can, you know, have these going passively in the background, especially, you know, you fill up your slots and then, you know, do your training and really make some money in the background. In some instances, you can even, I mean, you can pay for, you know, maybe you could pay for your herb lore training, or maybe you could pay for, you know, some other method of training that normally would have cost you GP out of pocket. Well, you know, you can pay for it with this passive flipping method. So let's try one more, couple more items. Maybe let's go some cannonballs. Oops. Oops. Okay. And these sharks aren't buying at all, and they're taking up a bit of cash. So I'm actually going to close out that offer, and I'm going to try to go with something a little cheaper. Let's try... Well, the cannonballs bought. Put those back in. Actually, what was our margin on that? 179. Okay. There we go. And we're gonna try, let's try some bowstrings. Actually, so these bought, so let's go back and look at mud runes. Be selling them for $265. Okay. And these cannonballs sold. Lock in our profit there. So like I said, let's try a bowstring right now. Okay, we bought it. $115. All right. And one more item. We're about 10 minutes in right now. Let's try willow logs. These are a low cost item. Okay. It's not only that 1 GP margin, but if they buy and sell, it's, you know, that's 15K right there. So, like I said, it's not a ton of money, but it is some, you know, passive money, especially you get your buys and sells set up. Once you start getting a better idea of which ones buy faster and which ones sell faster, you can do the quicker ones first, so that those are buying and selling while you're kind of setting up, you know, all the rest of your orders. And then, you know, you can leave it set and it's a little more passive. Let's see what we're going to put those U logs back in for. 204. Okay. Whoops. And so if an item isn't buying right away, especially these cheap high volume items like this, it's probably a sign that they're not going to buy at that price. And I like to cut my losses sooner rather than later on that, and just try for a new item. Looks like we're going to go 400 on these steel bars. Okay. So these spoke a little too soon, and actually, so these bowstrings started to buy, so it looks like those will buy. Got the teak planks. Go back and check our history. And okay, 900 on the teak planks. Now I am going to close out these willow logs though. I'm going to close out the willow logs. Let's try to see if we can get one more. And then this will be the last item that we buy for the video. So I'm doing this in real time. I don't want the video to go on too long. Let's try lobsters. Okay. Oops. Okay. So we're about 13 minutes in. We've bought our items. And typically, you know, this is the time where you do some passive training, you know, and wait for these items. We're either buying or selling. You know, maybe you want to dedicate 20 minutes a day to this, or, you know, 15 minutes a day, whatever it is. Maybe 15 minutes every 4 hours, whatever you're going to do. And, you know, just get some passive money. This is a great way. These, you know, this is pretty low risk. A lot of these, you know, if say you fill half the order, like some of these these bowstrings, we might actually only fill half the order. You can generally just sell it right back for the same amount that you bought it for. So there's a really super low risk of losing any GP flipping this way. But of course, with the low risk comes the low reward. To me, I treat this as more of just a learning opportunity, and an opportunity to familiarize yourself, with the market. So let's I'll probably speed up through the waiting process and wait for everything to sell. And actually, so some of these items had a pretty big margin on them. Like, so these mud runes, and these teak planks, we could actually go a little bit lower. So we bought the teak planks for $870. They're not selling for $900. Let's drop them down to $890. We're still gonna get a 20 GP margin on those if we can sell them, and they might sell a little quicker. And these mud runes, let's see, we bought them for $252. We've got them in for $265. Let's put them back in for $260. Okay. I don't have much faith in these lobsters buying. I'd like to find one more good item that'll be a quick buy and sell. Let's try maybe adamant darts. I can't remember if I bought some of these earlier or not. Okay. And I'm actually gonna undercut a little bit here. Buy them for 90. So a lot of times, you're working with this. You got this 6 GP margin here. Really, you want to buy at this low price, obviously, and then this kind of tells you what you could sell for. This offers guidance, but everything in the middle is going to be faster. So obviously, the less profit margin you take, the faster these items are going to buy and sell. So that's why I cut it. I might have cut it a little bit too low there, paid a little too much for them because they bought so quickly. But that's kind of what I wanted to do for the sake of the video anyway, so it sort of works out. We'll see if we can maybe sell those back quickly for the 94. These teak, oh, okay, got those. And I'm actually I'm just going to go for the 92. I'm just going to go for the 2 GP margin. And these teak planks, it looks like, oh, they are starting to sell. So that's a good sign, actually. Perfect. However, I don't have confidence in those U logs. We haven't sold a single one. So I'm going to come back. And I'm going to see. We bought them at 200. Going for 204. Let's bump that down to 202. And so the reason I wanted to do this video in real time, I know it might be a little dry, but the point is to kind of show you the thought process behind what I'm doing, and the trial and error that can kind of go into this to help you guys basically do the same thing in the future. So it looks like we sold our Zolra scales. That's great. Darts are starting to sell. And I don't have confidence in these. Oh, again, I did it again. I don't have confidence in the teak planks, but they are starting to sell a little bit. So we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll sell some at this price and then sell a little bit more at a little bit of a lower price. What just finished up there? The darts finished up. That's good. So what's that? 989, about a 20K profit margin on those. Those are going so slow. Those aren't going at all. And these bowstrings are buying slow as well. So we've bought 3,000 of them. I'm going to close out the offer on the bowstrings. And let's see, 115. What did we? 118. Okay. We sold any more of these? I am going to drop this margin back down. 880. We've got 12,000 of them. It's still a great. Remember, we bought them for 870, so it's still a good margin if we can get 880 for them. And this is, so right here, you know, you've put in the time. We've gone a little over, you know, we're at what, 22 minutes here. But remember, this entire time I could have been, you know, doing some other skill. And this is the position you want to work yourself towards, having, you know, you have your core list of items and then have all of your sells. And then you can just sit here while you're doing everything else and just collect profit. Okay, we sold those teak planks for 880. So let's come in here and look at the profit margin. So we had, we sold some of them, only 40 of them, so we're not going to count that. But come down here. So we bought them for 11,309, right? And we sold them for 11,400. So that's almost 100K just off those. It's not bad. And really, what's great about being at this point is that, like I said, you can just go to any bank and collect your profit. So really, you could be anywhere in the world, skilling, doing anything, and collecting your profit. So this is exactly where you want to be. I could probably actually end the video here. I do want to keep it in real time, and I'll just speed it up just because I want to show the kind of profit, like what sort of profit you can make for the time put in. Okay, so we started with 50 mil here, exactly 50 mil. And looks like in that time we made 483K. So actually, that's not too bad at all. So 480K, we're right at the 30-minute mark. So, you know, 900 something an hour, right? 960K an hour. But you're probably not going to be able to do this. You know, you're not going to sit here and just do this. Like I said, you're going to be out doing other stuff as well. So let me know, like, subscribe, give me some feedback. Let me know what you think of the video. Obviously, if you haven't looked at the YouTube channel, this is my second video. So definitely welcome any room for improvement. And let me know how your flips go. Hit me up. It's ReedSport on Instagram. You can message me there. And with any questions you might have, and maybe send me some screenshots of some good flips you got. So thank you all for watching, and later.